What's up, everybody? It's Josh. I'm back. Week 3, Sunday, January the 22nd. Hope y'all had a great week this past week. Hope y'all have a good week as we go into this next week. This week's message will be talking about purpose, and it's the start of a 3-week series that I'm coming out with. I preached a message back in 2021 to my youth group, called it Heavenly PPP, and it's talking about the 3 P's in our faith walk that I feel like are very important. Those 3 are purpose, which we'll be talking about today, presence, and preparation. So this will be a 3-week series over the next 3 weeks. I hope it touches y'all. We'll roll my intro. What's up, everybody? It's Josh. I'm back, and like I said, this is this week's message, January the 22nd. I'm talking about purpose. This is the first week of this 3-week series called Heavenly PPP. Like I said, it's purpose, preparation, and presence. And this week we're focusing on purpose. Purpose is something that I want to focus in on because it's something that I feel like I'm experiencing right now. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with my life, and I'm trying to figure out my purpose and trying to figure out what it is that God really wants me to do and how he wants me to impact, how he wants to impact the world through me, impact my community through me. And so it's something that I felt like I should talk about. And I want to focus on one verse that we use a lot, Jeremiah 29:11. And, it all talks about how the Lord says, I plan to prosper you and not harm you. I plan to give you a hope and a future. And it's something that we use a lot when people are going through things and we're saying, hey, things might be rough right now, but just continue to wait, continue to hold on. And God's not going to harm you. He plans to prosper you. He plans for you to do well. And we speak in those things, and it's true. But I feel like it's another level to that verse that we don't really access. And in the King James Version, the end of that verse says that he plans to give us an expected end. And that's something I really want to key in on today. So speaking about purpose is, there's steps in this series that I'm going to talk about as we go through it over this next 3 weeks. And purpose is the last step, but it's something that I wanted to focus on to begin with. And purpose is the last step because after you've prepared in prayer, that's that preparation. After you've prepared in prayer, that is how you access the presence of God. And through the presence of God, after that prayer is how you finally access your purpose or your destiny. And I feel like it's something that we all desire, is that purpose, but it's just like a lot of things. A lot of times, especially in my generation, we desire the money, we desire the status, we desire the look, we desire the clothes, the jewelry, whatever it is, but we don't want to put in the work. I used to play sports, we desire to have the scholarships, we desire to make it to the professional level, whatever it is, but we don't want to put in the work. And I feel like it's the same thing as believers. Is it takes steps to get to our purpose, and we want our purpose, and we want to walk in that life, and we want to be able to say, hey, I've made it, I'm doing what God wants me to do, but we don't want to do the steps before that in order to get there. And that's what purpose is. And where God says that he wants to give us an expected end and hope in a future, and that future is our purpose, but there's hope in there as well. And I feel like that's something that we skip over. Is hope is a desire or a feeling of I can't get there. That's motivation. It's motivational. Hey, I have the hope to get there. Hopefully I will get there, and having that hope will motivate you to get through those steps. Having that hope will say, okay, praying in the Spirit gets me to his presence. Once I'm in his presence, I can conversate with him. I can have that experience with him. And that's what finally gets me to my purpose. And this is some of the stuff that I spoke about. I preached this message all together instead of in a series a couple of years ago. And there were some things that really stuck out to me about purpose. And these were some of these things. It is just things like this. For example, like I said, your purpose is the result of you praying in the presence. And there's situations like even right now with me speaking on YouTube, because of my preparation and being in God's presence, I'm now able to use my platform, whether that's me speaking in church, whether that's me posting Instagram videos, YouTube videos, whatever it is. I'm able to use my platform and able to enable people towards their purpose while I'm walking in part of mine. I know that my purpose is tied to my gifts, it's tied to my abilities, it's tied to me being able to speak and being able to preach and bring God's word forth. And because it's tied to that, I know that me being able to do this, me being able to push this content, that's me walking somewhat in my purpose. Even if I'm not fully in it yet, I'm walking in it. And that comes from those other 2 steps, which I'm going to talk about in the next 2 weeks. But something that I feel like we don't realize is even in our purpose, there's levels to it. There's levels to us being in our purpose. It's not, I'm just in my purpose. It takes steps. And each step, it's each level in your purpose, each level in your destiny, it just reverses to the same thing. Like I said, it takes that preparation, which is prayer in God's presence to get to your purpose. Every time that you level up in your purpose, the deeper you get into your purpose, it's that same thing. It's more prayer, and it's more prayer while in his presence that gets you to that next level. And I used an example. I said it's just like a tree. This whole series that I'm going to talk about is just like a tree. The you gain from each level. The roots provide water, the trunk provides lumber, and the leaves provide fruit. Each part of the tree provides a different thing, and you can climb up the tree. Like when we were little, some of us climb trees, but regardless of you reaching the leaves, without the roots in the trunk, you wouldn't have the branches. So each new level doesn't exist without the last. Each new level of just getting to your purpose, it doesn't exist without the ladder. So I can't get to my purpose if I didn't pray first. If I wasn't in his presence first, I'll never be able to access my purpose. And that's really what I want to speak about today. Is too many times as believers, we expect something from God. We expect something to change in our lives. We expect to make a shift in who we are, but we don't do those first things to get there. We all have this ideal of ourselves, whether it be wanting to lose weight in our physical, whether it be wanting to change some things about the way that we treat people, the way that we talk, the way that we act, whether it be financial, whatever it is. And we wonder why we go into church, and we wonder why we left the same way that we entered. We go into different parts of our life, and we wonder why we're in the same position and things haven't changed, but we never prepared for things to change. It's like it's stewarding where you're already at. It's strengthening what remains. I talked about this in another message. Being able to strengthen where I already am and being able to work on things now will prepare me for when I get to the next place. So when I get to my purpose, I'm able to walk in it. And it's not a situation of I got there and I don't know what to do with it, so I lose it. There's a lot of time where we look at athletes and they get this big amount of money whenever they sign that contract, whenever they get drafted, and they blow all of it, and now they're homeless or they're struggling. We're saying you were a millionaire overnight when you got drafted, and now you don't even look like the same person. And we can't go into life expecting results for something that we never put in the work for. We can't expect the tree to blossom. We can't expect the tree to grow if we never watered the roots. And that's how our purpose works, is we have to water the roots of our purpose. We have to do the groundwork to get to our purpose. And this is what I'm talking about when I say preparation and prayer. When in prayer, God will create expectation for you to carry into your encounter with him. The encounter with him is the presence. Praying in the spirit is the fire that ignites altering in the encounter. I'll talk about that a little bit later in another message. And this is the biggest thing that I want to focus on with purpose. We get it twisted thinking that purpose automatically, it means fulfillment and it means happiness. And a lot of the time, or it means success, it means happiness. But a lot of the time we don't even know the difference between those two things. There's a difference between happiness and fulfillment, and there's a difference between success and alignment. A lot of the time we weigh success based off of tangible things, or we weigh success based off of a status, or we weigh happiness based off of a feeling. But the difference between walking in your purpose and thinking you're in your purpose is when you think you're in your purpose, you're working off of happiness and success. When you're actually in your purpose, you're working off of fulfillment and alignment. I don't know if you caught that. I said, if you think you're walking in your purpose, you're working in happiness and you're working in success. If you're actually walking in it, you're walking in fulfillment and you're walking in alignment. Happiness and success are two things that will fade. Happiness is a feeling. Happiness comes from, oh, I had that ice cream, so I'm happy. Oh, I hung out with my friends, so I'm happy. I saw a good movie, so I'm happy. I went to a game and my team won, so I'm happy. Fulfillment is, even though things are struggling right now, even though some stuff isn't working out, I know that God is all that I need, and I'm fulfilled in the fact that I'm still walking with God through the struggle. Just like Job, everything was taken away from him. Job had no reason to be happy, but he was still fulfilled because he knew the God that was in him, and he knew who he served. That's what fulfillment is. We get it twisted with success. We think success is the goal, but alignment should be the goal. And this is the thing about it. Fulfillment and alignment, they lead to happiness and they lead to success. And it may not be a tangible physical success that everybody can see, but it's a success that God rewards you for. And it's a success that you feel because you're aligned with who God called you to be. You're aligned with walking in your purpose. You're aligned with doing what it is that God called you to do, whether that be preaching, whether that be singing, whether that be playing instruments, whether it be whatever it is, whatever God made you to be. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in ministry, but whatever it is that God made you to do, whatever purpose, whatever expected end he gave you, like we read in Jeremiah 29:11, we don't necessarily always understand the actual meaning of the verses, but this is what it's truly talking about is I'm aligned with God. And that takes me to the expected end that God has for me because I'm aligned with him. I'm fulfilled in God, even though I'm not happy in this moment. Because I'm fulfilled, eventually happiness will come from that. It may not be right now in this season, like I talked about last week, because I may be in a winter or a summer season. But eventually I'm going to get to that fall where I'm happy and I'm fulfilled. I'd rather be fulfilled and struggling right now and get to a place where I'm happy than be happy right now and eventually get to a place and say that I'm not fulfilled, whether it's my marriage, I'm not fulfilled in relationships, my job, whatever it is. I would rather say that I'm fulfilled right now and I'm struggling and get to a place that's happy. I'd rather be aligned with God now and not have that success, whether it be financially or whether it be tangible or not. I would rather be in a place where I can say I'm aligned with God and I know that I'm doing what God called me to do, and eventually it leads me to that place. And that's the biggest thing that I want to talk about today. Just, I feel like we need to revolutionize and we need to change the way that we look at purpose as a whole. We need to change the way that we look at our purpose and our destiny and take the steps to get there. And I'll continue to talk about that over the next 2 weeks. But that's all I've got for this week. Went a little bit longer this week, but I hope that this is something that touches you. I hope it's something you can grasp from it. Even if it's not anything big, I just hope that it's something you can grasp from it and take through the week. Last week, you all heard from the twins after I spoke, and they did a great job. What they said was very true, and I enjoyed what they said. And I'm going to start doing this regularly, so you're going to start hearing from different people on my campus, different friends of mine, just people who I want them to share their personal experience with the things that I'm talking about. So this week, you'll hear from two of my bros that I met here, Kylie and Reese. They're going to do a great job, and whatever they say, I want you to take it and combine it with what I said and apply it. I know that they have some things to say. I know that God has put some things on their heart as well. And I hope that you all have a great week. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next Sunday.
What's up, everybody? My name is Reese, and today I'm gonna be talking about the 3 P's, but specifically, I'm gonna be talking about God purposes for each individual. So, I want to start off by saying, in life, you go through trials and tribulations. Meaning that you're gonna have hard times in life. Everything ain't gonna be easy. Like, far as being in school, having assignments, and you might fail on a certain assignment, but it's like your job to, work hard and push forward through each situation and just stay prayed up to God. And me personally, I feel like my personal skill is being a self-motivator because, like, I motivate myself to do certain things so I could be great in life. I want to push forward to be the best I can in the future. And, just like I said, stay prayed up to God, talk about him. I mean, not talk about him, but talk to him about everything, and just get a closer relationship with God. So, because the more you pray, God blesses you, He gonna bless you either way. But like when you pray, you pray for certain things, God gonna bless you with what you pray for. It might not come instantly, but it's gonna come over time. Like I say, He gonna put you through certain stuff, so you can operate through it. And, it's just all a test at the end of the day. And it's just all on you to keep it pushing. And like I said, stay prayed up. And that's the most important thing you can really do. And I just want to come to y'all and let you know that anything you want to do in life, it's achievable. Like I said, it's just going to take hard work, and you're going to go through trials and tribulations. And my time is coming. I know it. But like, I can't rush my time to come either. Just got to stay humble and keep pushing forward. And that's what I want y'all to do. All right. And sorry for my voice sounding a little weird. I'm getting used to shoot any little videos or whatnot. But I just want to thank everybody for watching the video, and God bless.
What's good, everybody? I hope everybody's having a blessed and wonderful Sunday. Just to get straight into it, Josh told me to make a video on what I think God's purpose is in my own life. And the first thing that came to my mind is my purpose. Man, this question really hit home for me. I feel like right now I'm still trying to figure out my own ins and outs. I feel like I was bestowed many gifts by God and I have yet to fully utilize them. I think purpose has much meaning to it. One of them being, what is your own role in this world? Another being, what is your passion? And lastly, how do you use it to help others? I think my role in this world is to be a leader. I've always had a calling to bring others together for a cause and build relationships from those interactions. My passion as of right now is really blurry. Like I said, I'm only beginning to uncover my own talents. But I know I have a great feelings to help others rise above as well. Using my skills as a leader, I will always want to have people who I care for doing great things alongside me. And that's just the top half of the iceberg. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps you find the purpose God has bestowed onto you. Otherwise, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. Josh does these powerful encouragement and Christian content weekly every Sunday. Man, peace out. Make sure you sub.